Anita de Monte Laughs Last by Xóchitl González. Audiobook book summary in English. Here's a detailed and expanded summary of Anita de Monte Laughs Last by Xóchitl González. In the Shadows of Greatness. The story begins in the pulsating art scene of 1980s New York City, a world filled with the promise of fame, cutthroat competition, and the ceaseless pursuit of recognition. Anita de Monte, a young and fiercely talented artist, is making waves with her vibrant, thought-provoking work. She is a Latina artist whose cultural heritage breathes life and meaning into her creations. Her pieces, often laced with themes of identity, resilience, and marginalization, offer a stark contrast to the austere minimalism dominating the galleries of the time. Yet, her brilliance is overshadowed by her husband, Jack Martin, a rising star in the minimalist movement. Jack's career thrives, his sculptures commanding attention from collectors and critics alike, while Anita remains largely unseen in his shadow. Their marriage is as turbulent as it is passionate. Jack, enamored with his own success, fails to recognize the genius of the woman beside him. The power imbalance in their relationship mirrors the larger dynamics of the art world, where male artists are celebrated, and women are often reduced to muses or footnotes. The simmering tension reaches its tragic peak when Anita dies under mysterious circumstances. She falls to her death from their apartment window after an argument with Jack, leaving the art world to speculate about the nature of her death. Was it an accident, suicide, or something more sinister? The whispers fade, and Anita's name is lost to time, her potential buried with her. Decades later, a forgotten voice resurfaces. The novel then shifts to 1998, introducing Raquel Toro, a bright and ambitious third-year art history student at Brown University. Raquel is navigating a different set of challenges in a predominantly white, elite academic environment. As a Latina from a modest background, she feels the weight of cultural and socio-economic expectations pressing against her. She struggles to find her place in a world that often dismisses her experiences as peripheral. When it comes time to choose a subject for her senior thesis, Raquel initially plans to write about Jack Martin, whose work has gained legendary status. Her decision is practical. Jack is a safe, established choice that would likely impress her professors. However, as she begins her research, Raquel stumbles upon a footnote that mentions Anita de Monte, Jack's wife and a fellow artist who died tragically young. Intrigued by this obscure figure, Raquel digs deeper. She finds fragments of Anita's story in old articles, personal letters, and obscure references in art circles. What she uncovers electrifies her. Anita was not merely Jack's wife but a formidable artist in her own right, her work vibrant and revolutionary. Raquel's fascination turns into a mission. She decides to shift the focus of her thesis to Anita, determined to reclaim her story and bring her work back into the light. But this choice isn't without consequences. Her professors question the validity of her topic, her peers dismiss Anita as unimportant, and even Raquel's boyfriend, Nick Fitzsimmons, seems lukewarm about her decision. Nick, a privileged art student with deep ties to the art world, represents everything Raquel is pushing against. Their relationship grows increasingly strained as Raquel immerses herself in Anita's life and legacy. Uncovering truths, facing realities. As Raquel pieces together Anita's story, she finds haunting parallels to her own life. Both women faced the dual challenge of creating art that reflected their identities while fighting against a system determined to erase them. Anita's art was deeply personal, often exploring themes of cultural identity, systemic oppression, and the complexities of being a Latina artist in a predominantly white industry. Raquel's own academic journey mirrors these struggles, as she fights to assert her voice in spaces that often seek to silence or tokenize her. Raquel's research takes her beyond books and archives. She tracks down people who knew Anita, including former friends, gallery owners, and art critics who remember her work. These encounters paint a vivid picture of Anita's brilliance and the barriers she faced. They also reveal the darker side of her relationship with Jack, a man who may have loved Anita but also overshadowed and diminished her. The more Raquel learns, the more she becomes convinced that Anita's death was not an accident. The art world's gatekeepers. Through Raquel's journey, the novel examines the power dynamics of the art world. It is a world controlled by gatekeepers who decide which artists are celebrated and which are forgotten. Anita's erasure is a stark example of how talent and innovation can be overlooked and it doesn't fit the dominant narrative. Raquel's fight to bring Anita's story to light becomes a fight against these systemic injustices. Raquel faces resistance at every turn. Her professors suggest she focus on a more relevant topic. Her peers question why she is so fixated on a forgotten artist. Even Nick, who should be her greatest supporter, seems dismissive of her passion. These challenges force Raquel to confront not only the biases of the art world but also the biases within her own relationships. Anita laughs last. In the end, Raquel's perseverance pays off. She completes her thesis, a detailed and impassioned tribute to Anita de Monte. Her work sparks conversations in academic and artistic circles, reigniting interest in Anita's life and art. Raquel organizes an exhibition of Anita's surviving works, bringing them into the public eye for the first time in decades. The exhibition is a success, not just as an artistic achievement but as a reclamation of history. The novel's title, Anita de Monte Laughs Last, is a triumphant declaration. Anita's story, once buried and forgotten, is finally told. Her art is celebrated, her voice heard, and her legacy secured. Raquel's journey is equally transformative. In fighting for Anita, she finds her own voice and place in the world, proving that the act of remembering is itself a form of resistance. Themes and resonance. Xóchitl González masterfully weaves themes of historical erasure, identity, and resilience into this compelling narrative. The novel is both a critique of the art establishment and a celebration of the women who challenge it. Anita and Raquel's stories, though separated by decades, resonate deeply with contemporary struggles for recognition and justice. Through Anita's art and Raquel's determination, the novel underscores the importance of reclaiming forgotten voices. It challenges readers to question whose stories are told, whose are silenced, and what is lost when we allow history to erase the contributions of marginalized communities. Anita de Monte Laughs Last is more than a novel, it is a call to action. It urges us to look beyond the surface, to question the narratives we are fed, and to fight for the stories that matter. González's writing is vibrant, her characters unforgettable, and her message clear. The past may try to silence you, but history belongs to those who refuse to be forgotten. This is a rich, deeply layered story about art, identity, and the power of memory, crafted to engage and inspire readers.